Hey, there's your Wisconsin wine guy. I'm back with another wine review. You know what? I always wanted to shoot a video with my hoodie on, and so I'm doing it today. So you can say whatever you want, but I'm doing it today because I thought, you know what? I want to shoot a video with my hoodie on, and today is a great day to do it. So, for those who are new, I'm your Wisconsin wine guy. Welcome. Hello. And I do reviews of wines that I like to call everyday drinking wines. These are wines you can find when you shop for wine, grocery store, liquor store, some wine shops. You can find these wines, everyday drinking wines. You know, the probably top selling wines that you'll find in these venues. And I grade these wines with a very simple system, a thumbs rating system. Thumbs up says, I recommend that wine. It's a good everyday drinking wine. The price to value is nice. You can't go wrong with that wine. 3/4. If I was at a party and I saw that wine, I would drink it. If I was throwing a party and I was trying to be budget friendly, I would buy that wine and serve it to my friends. Halfway. Woo! Something about that wine just did not work for my palate. And I will tell you why it didn't work for my palate. It does not make it a bad wine, and I want you to try it and let me know your opinion and let the rest of us know what you thought about that wine. Thumbs down, always an easy one. Every now and then it's the infamous double thumbs up. Double thumbs up saying this wine is exceptional value. That wine that you could probably sit on and age a little bit. Okay? And so here we go into Cupcake. You know, I wish I had just purchased this wine and saved it for Merlot month, but that's way in October. All right, but we are here right now. It is a Cupcake wine. I saw it was a good price. You know, Cupcake I got down here is selling now between $8.99 and $12.99. $8.99 on sale. I said, you know, just snap this up and give it a try because I never had a Cupcake Merlot before. I had other Cupcake wines, but never a Cupcake Merlot. And let's give it a try, see what we think. So the Cupcake Merlot comes from the let's look at it, California. Okay, so it's the California appellation is what they do here. More specifically, probably from the Central Coast, Monterey area of California. This is coming in at alcohol. You know, one year they're gonna put the alcohol in the same spot. You know, so easy like for people like me to find it. So alcohol is 14.5%. Alcohol in this one here. It is aged in both American and French oak. Every now and then I like to read the back of the bottle. Okay? The back of the bottle says, jammy, raspberry, spice. Our Merlot is jammy, elegantly textured wine crafted from luscious grapes in California. Aromas of ripe red berry, blackberry, black pepper, and spice fill the nose, while flavors of raspberry, cherry, and cocoa mingle into a silky finish, paired with beef sliders, roasted Brussels sprouts, a romantic dinner plate. Roasted Brussels sprouts and roasted vegetables are pretty good with red wine. You should give it a try. Check it out. I did a red wine at a private tasting with grilled asparagus. And the winemaker was like, oh my God, asparagus is going to kill my wine. I'm like, no, it's not. Because I tasted your wine. I tasted the influence of oak. I know this is going to read together. The guests loved it. So roasted vegetables actually can do very well with wine. Give it a try, see what you think. But, you know, got to experiment. All roasted vegetables won't go well, but experiment, see what you think, right? Now, so price-wise, again, on this is $9.99 to $12.99. Merlot. I'm a Merlot drinker. If you've been following me, you know that I am a true Merlot fan. Drink Merlot, 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 Merlot. Okay? And I do in October, as I said earlier, October for me is Merlot month. So I review or drink and share Merlots that I enjoy, and hopefully you'll enjoy too. And sometimes I have some Merlot, I just grab some Merlot, sometimes it's not so good. So I grab some off the shelf, and sometimes not so good. But there's some Merlots that I have on hand over here. They keep calling my name, you know, that I like to share with you for the brand and tell you that this is a Merlot I drink all the time. Give it a try. So here we go, Merlot month. Well, we're not in Merlot month, but here's a Merlot for not being a Merlot month. The Cupcake. Let's give it a try and see if what I read to you, what they have on the back of the bottle, if that's what exists. So on the nose, it says, well, you definitely get a little pepper nose. You get a little pepper, but very slight. And you get more red fruit like raspberry. Definitely get that. And I pick up some cedar. But when you go deeper, beyond the cedar, you get some subtle toasty notes. So, wow. And what does this say here? Aromas of ripe red berry, black pepper, and spice fill the nose. Okay? And I say cedar, so that they must relate the cedar to spice. But they don't say what spice, but I'm going to go with cedar. They say red berry. I'm going to go with raspberry on this one here. So I definitely got that for sure. Wow. So I'm going to take you step by step. It seems like it, right? Now, so that was the nose. Smelling good. Now for the taste. Two-step process. No acidity, no play. You know how that goes. Then we taste it on the second sip. We get more of the feel of the wine. Here we go. Good acidity. Definitely good acidity. Okay. Tannins, you get those tannins for sure. Okay. Tannins are going to be like medium to medium long on the tannins. Okay, so they're right there. But unfortunately, it begins to turn into astringency in my palate. But as this is the first taste. Okay, let's go to the second taste, see what happens. 14 and a half it was. Where'd it go? I remember, oh, right here, this bottle. 14 and a half. 14.5% alcohol? No. So there is no alcohol burn. Okay. Now, those tannins are intense, actually. I think that it's like out of balance to me because the tannins come in, right? There's the fruit qualities there, but the tannins come in and it kind of ruins the whole thing. Because I always do a complete rinse because I want the complete feel. You know, I get that kind of stickiness. You know, my gums and my inner lip. I get this stickiness, which takes away from everything else for me. All right, so it's kind of out of balance that way in this component. Let me put a little bit more here. Give you a taste. Give you a score, I should say. I do like the screw cap though. So this is one of those that opening it up and pouring some out, it didn't soften anymore. Here we go. If I look beyond the tannins and just taste the wine on my palate, it's pretty nice. Okay, you get subtle plum in the background. You do get red fruits, you get some berries, you get some cherries, you know, which is nice. Kind of thin tasting though. Even though it says 14.5% alcohol. All right. I'm going to have to say, because for me with Merlot, it's either I like it or I don't. That's how I've always judged my Merlots. And if I like it, they're always so great in my store. But if I didn't like it, I didn't even buy it. Okay. So for the Merlot from Cupcake, I'm going to have to go halfway. Okay. And I'll tell you why. The tannins are so intense. It'll probably be different with food, but right now, just on tasting, because the average American is just drinking wine. They're having wine with food, just drinking wine. If you're just drinking wine, it's going to go halfway. If you're having with food, it may inch up towards 3/4, but halfway with just drinking wine. I can't go down because I thought it has a lot of good components to it. That could be great. But halfway because the tannins are it overshadows everything else that exists in this wine. Like you have the nose, and when you taste, you taste what you smell, but the tannins overshadow all of that, so it makes it out of balance. It's not high in alcohol. You don't get the alcohol burn, so that's good. It's just the tannin part of it. So I'm gonna give it halfway, but I want you to taste it and see what you think. I'm gonna try to find some food to have with this and see how it works with food. I can see it probably would change with food, but just drinking, halfway. With food, it may be 3/4. Okay? So here's Wisconsin Wine Guy saying, as always, that your palate be the guide. And you know how I feel about Merlot. If it doesn't snap, it ain't a good Merlot for me. I'll see you next time. Ciao.